Question 21. Which of these is comparable to galvanized steel? Answer, rust prevention. Question 22. Because metal frames in processing facilities are purposefully well-grounded, a person using an arc welder or other electrically powered instruments in contact with such a frame is significantly more vulnerable to electrocution than a person who is not. Answer, true. Question 23. The fourth digit in the electrode number designates tensile strength. Answer, false. Question 24. Which of these avoids porosity during MIG welding? Answer, sufficient gas flow to cover the weld area. Question 25. What minimum temperature should generally be set for an electrode oven? Answer, 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Question 26. What is the purpose of flux while using OAW? Answer, dissolve or dislodge existing oxides and float them to the surface of the weld bead. Question 27. Which of the following terms describes a common surface strain on a material? Answer, pickling. Question 28. What unit is used in a welding circuit to measure force or pressure? Answer, volts. Question 29. How is a reamer removed from a completed hole? Answer, remove the reamer before stopping the machine. Question 30. Which phrase describes the breadth of the cut generated by any cutting process? Answer, kerf. Question 31. The annealing process in a heat treatment leaves the material in what state? Answer, softest, toughest, weakest state. Question 32. Which of the following is evaluated by a screw thread micrometer? Answer, pitch diameter. Question 33. What are the risks associated with arc welding? Answer, fumes, radiation, toxic gases. Question 34. Why is it advantageous to switch polarity during electric arc welding? Answer, controls heat and penetration depth. Question 35. In most circumstances, effective ventilation is preferable than respiratory protection. Answer, true. Question 36. At operating pressures up to 250 psig, acetone can store 400 times its own volume of acetylene. Answer, true. Question 37. Because acetone might be pulled into the valve, regulator, and hose, acetylene cylinders must never be used while resting on their sides. Answer, true. Question 38. Are matches and butane lighters appropriate for igniting a torch for cutting or welding? Answer, false. Question 39. Increased preheating efficiency? Answer, cooling times. Question 40. Which end of the gouge rod must face the work? Answer, either, provided the air is flowing between the rod and the workpiece.